feedyourvampire.com.
Okay, we've actually been meaning to come here for a long time because these woods are, famously haunted. Should we go that way?
What kind of trail is that?
I don't know. It might not be a people trail.
It doesn't look wide enough to be a horse trail.
The trails of the Elfin forest had been popular with ghost hunters and thrill seekers since before I was born.
Okay, so we're on the other side of the ravine, past the bridge.
I've never seen mushrooms like these before.
This place is gnarly.
On April 18th, 2019, 1 week after Lucy and me had left my house with the intention of never returning, a video was published depicting what appeared to be the ghost of a young girl.
Did you hear that? Holly.
Is that a person?
No, don't get close. See that right there? What the hell is that? Tell me that doesn't look like a person sticking their hand out. Freaky.
I thought so too. Even though the image was pixelated and blurry, I was sure I knew who we were looking at. Lucy's soul was wandering through the same twisted paths of the Elfin forest, which is the sort of landscape where a spirit could get lost. Everything had gone according to plan, but the metamorphosis was incomplete. I was packing my bag and getting ready to sneak out of the house through the garage when I got a phone call. Hello?
Hey.
It was Jack. He'd been camped out by the reservoir since the previous night. The plan was to meet up here in this parking lot in Del Dios. Jack, who's been obsessed with dirt bikes since he was old enough to ride one, picked me up on his Yamaha. I was not prepared for how loud it was going to be. When did you ride your first trail bike?
My older brother got me started when I was 8 years old.
What did your parents think of that?
Mom hated it. Dad was in Afghanistan.
Did you ever get hurt?
All the time.
Like a lot of army kids, Jack moved around a lot when he was young. By the time I met him in 2018, his dad had a permanent job at the National Guard base in Escondido. In addition to trail bikes, Jack's a big fan of camping, if for no other reason than it got him away from his parents for extended periods.
My older brother kind of fucked things up for me by being such an outlaw. Like by the time I was 13, my parents thought they better keep me under house arrest, just to make sure I wouldn't turn out like him.
What do you remember about the day you took me up to Los Cielos?
You really want to go there?
Yeah, that's the whole point. It'd been 2 days since I discovered Lucy's secret profiles. I hadn't spoken to anyone about them, and if anyone deserved to know, I figured Jack did. It's not like I was betraying her trust exactly, since she hadn't trusted me with that information. I just needed someone to help me understand who I was dealing with. I thought the news that she'd been meeting up with guys on the internet would be devastating to him. But Jack surprised me by showing me text messages where Lucy practically bragged about having cheated on him. The Lucy in those texts was another total stranger to me. I didn't recognize that cruelty.
When you're a kid, you don't necessarily date someone because you're planning to get married, right? I mean, there's a lot of people to choose from, so why limit yourself to just one?
Does that mean you were seeing other people too?
Of course. You remember what it was like.
I wasn't doing all that stuff.
Everyone else was.
Don't remind me.
What bothered me was when you said that Lucy had been planning to kill you?
Hold on, let's go back a bit. I'd gotten a bunch of phone calls from people in these vampire groups who were trying to convince me that Lucy wanted to sacrifice me in order to save herself.
That's fucked up.
But I never said that I believed them. Did I?
You sounded like maybe you did. I thought you did.
It's hard to say exactly what I was thinking at the time. On the surface, my intention was to carry on according to the logic of our stories. But inside I was torn. The voices on the phone made me feel something that I'd never even considered while writing the Mr. Crawley stories. They made me feel like I was going to be a victim. A few days before I'd found out that Lucy had been keeping all these secrets from me, it made me wonder, was it possible that she could be my best friend and spend all her time with me, but still be planning my murder all along?
I thought you were crazy. I thought you were both crazy.
You didn't say that.
You're not supposed to tell a crazy person that they're crazy, are you?
That night, we built a fire. Along with a change of clothes, a water bottle, and a toothbrush, the other thing I'd brought with me was Lucy's sketchbook. I remember leafing through it with Jack, showing him the drawings that she'd done based on our stories. While the mythology around our supernatural killer made perfect sense online, it was a strange thing to explain to a real person.
You were trying to convince me about all that bullshit being real.
What did I say?
You told me that you'd seen his mansion in the forest.
Really?
There's a chapel out in those hills, not far from where we were. I thought maybe that's what you were talking about. The other thing you said was that you'd actually saved her.
How?
You said that without you, Lucy would have just died, but that because of you, she'd been transformed into a bird or something.
A butterfly.
Yeah, that's it.
If Lucy was a vampire, then the object in my hands felt like a coffin, to send her soul off into the endless void of blood and butterflies. I did the only thing I could have in that moment to take back some control over the situation. Even though I had no right to, I put Lucy's sketchbook into the fire. We stayed up for hours that night, telling each other about our lives, where we'd come from, and what we'd been through. I passed out on Jack's shoulder. He carried me into the tent and laid me down in his sleeping bag. I remember waking up, feeling his face pressed against mine. He was crying. Do you remember what you told me then, when we were in the tent?
Come on, Zoe. You know I don't want to talk about that.
I have to mention it. It's part of her story. What Jack confessed to me in that moment was that he was the one who'd been selling Lucy mushrooms.
My brother sold everything. So at the end of grade 8, I had to hook up for anyone who wanted to get high.
Did you do mushrooms with Lucy?
No, she came to me and said she wanted to try them, so I sold them to her. I'm the one who fucked her up.
You didn't fuck her up. She was into microdosing anyhow. It's not like she was tripping out all the time.
The night she died, you guys were on them, right?
It's not your fault.
I wish I could believe that.
Jack and me have a complicated relationship. There's more from our conversation that I wish I could share, but I'm afraid that if I do, he may actually kill me. The last thing I have to ask you about. Do you remember what happened after we kissed?
No, I don't.
Are you sure? Jack? Jack's face was an inch away from mine. I could feel his breath on my nose, and then, as I was trying to make out the shapes of his eyes in the dark, something happened that words will never describe.
I'm telling you, there's something outside.
What?
Listen. There it is again.
It's probably a rabbit.
It's too loud to be a rabbit.
Could be a deer.
I have to look.
Hold on. Shit.
What?
Over there.
Lucy! Lucy, is that you? I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I am large. I contain multitudes.
I'm standing here on Harmony Grove Road where police have uncovered a body near Escondido Creek. A group of hikers were coming down that path at 7 a.m. this morning when they received a nasty shock.
Congratulations, you made it all the way to the end. The end of season 1, that is. I'm doing my best to try and wrap it all up nicely for you, but the truth is that there's still more story to tell. If you've enjoyed this podcast so far, then please help me produce a second season. I can't do it without your help. To find out how you can help, visit our website, feedyourvampire.com. You'll find books for sale, t-shirts, and links to all of our social media accounts. There's also a link in the description to this podcast where you can send a donation directly to our PayPal. And if you don't have any money right now, you can always tell a friend about the podcast. Spreading the word won't cost you a thing. I have to say, I've learned a lot about myself over the course of telling you this story. When Lucy came into my life, I thought we were the same. Two maladjusted weirdos looking for someone to confide in. I don't think now that Lucy ever saw herself that way. Lucy was an artist through and through. If she was interested in me, it was probably because she saw another thing she could transform. I think she took me to the forest that night because she wanted to show me something. To know something. Because she loved me. She did love me. Maybe she wanted me to know about the darkness that was eating her alive, so that I could preserve myself as the opposite of her other half, her reflection, her shadow, something she could never grasp, but that, by turning me into, she could create and leave behind. I think that's why she did what she did. It's not for me to judge her, but I also can't pretend that I'm not just a little bit angry. Do I have a right to be Lucy? After all, you did leave me with a lot of unanswerable questions. Sometimes I stare at the portraits that you drew of me and I ask myself who I really am. I wish we could have spent just one more day together. But then again, who says we won't? I have all the days in the world now, some of them behind me and some ahead. It doesn't matter if I look forward or look back. They all feel equally like dreams. So tell me, Lucy, where do dreams come from?
At night, we lay in bed, images and feelings from the day swirling in our heads. Do you know these things that dreams are made of are not the dreams themselves, any more than chords and lyrics are the song? The song of dreams comes from a world below. The singer is the goddess of the night. Dreams are a temporary state of psychosis. On black wings of sleep, we fall into dreams as easily as into love, as heartlessly as things once loved are torn apart without remorse. Dreams, like love, have all or no depth. Sleep, a gift from the goddess, and dreams, handcrafted by her brood, deliver us to a timeless place, the house of our ultimate judgment. We drip into the house of dreams like water through a leaky roof. Inside we flash like shadows, like ghosts in a world of ghosts, completely unaware of just how old and strange we are. The eye that sees itself becomes psychotic. It runs from its teachers like they were villains in a horror movie. We turn our eyes away from the dead, hiding in the place we went to wake them. Afraid of being drowned in whispers, our mouths shut up. But in our imaginations, the conversations go on forever. Now, if you take these wise words seriously, understand that every dream, no matter how pleasant or terrible, is a chance to see clearly in the dark. Through practice, we become aware of hidden things, real things, secret connections running deeper than obvious ones. That doesn't mean it's all sunshine and roses. Our dreams are fashioned out of coal, not sapphire. Behind the masquerade of spirits, the dead are cold as distant stars. Regardless, they are not without their craft and jealousy. Beware the timeless ones who know nothing of living or of death. They are the residue of countless minds, dwellers of a place beyond good and evil. I guess the only thing I'd add is that we have to dream because existing is hard.